Hey, it's Kathy Damm. I just went through and graded the homework and I saw your comments and there was some of the same comments, so I wanted to address them. People are nervous for the test coming up on Monday, and I get that. These tests haven't been easy. I do want to say a couple things. One is most students report that this third exam is the easiest of all four. So maybe that'll give you some peace of mind. The structure of the exam will look a lot like the homework this time. So if you haven't had a chance to look at the feedback on the homework, I would do that. I do try to provide some extensive feedback, and in some cases even like a video to explain why the answer is what it is. So um, if you didn't do the homework, you're more than welcome to go in and give it a try. And then when you do it, it'll give you feedback. You might not get points because I don't do late homework. I do late everything else, but not late homework. But it's a good practice. So again, check out that feedback. The JASP type questions where I might ask you to run an ANOVA or a t-test are going to look how it looked on the ANOVA homework. So I think it's question 5. I provide you an output and I ask you to read it. That's how the test will work for the independent, dependent, and ANOVA questions. So that should take a little bit of pressure off. You want to just make sure you know how to read the results, and then I will ask you questions on how to generate those results. So they'll be like little screenshots of JASP and say, hey, what do I click on and how do I set it up? So I won't ask you to run JASP during the exam, but I'll ask you to know how to generate the information that we wanted. And then, of course, there's theory questions on there. So definitely review your notes. There is a video at the end of the ANOVA module where I kind of synthesize. Actually, the video may be in the announcements. I'll put it at the end of the module, where I synthesize the difference between the different t-tests and ANOVA. I did see some comments on, oh my gosh, now we know so many, and I'm, got a lot to keep in my head. And I would say organized notes are the best way to move forward with those. And so take a look at that video. And I like tables. I'm a table person, so I put them in tables and kind of differentiate them. So that'll help you on the test when I ask you which one would be necessary given the data that you've been provided. And then the last thing is, so some people have said, hey, are there more resources? Yes, if you ask for something specific, I can give you a video. Somebody asks for something about reading p-values, so I provided a video for that in the homework comments. But don't forget that the book is there. I did notice on the last test that I had questions that were directly from the book and not from my video lectures, and a lot of students missed those. So I am expecting that you're reading the book. I would highly suggest that you watch my videos before you read the book. Reading stats books are not just like kicking back and relaxing. You're gonna have to really think. So I think watching the videos first gives you some context and it's a little easier to read. But that book is, I assigned it on purpose. I want you to have that resource to fill in the gaps that I just, otherwise I'd be lecturing for hours upon hours. And so I would like you to have that book too. So that's a resource. And then if there's something that's sticky in particular, let me know. I'm always creating new videos when I think there's a need. So I can do that, or I can find some that exist. So that being said, I hope that's calmed your nerves a little bit about the upcoming test. It's pretty straightforward in terms of, here's a prompt, do the 6 steps. And I ask you to do that a couple times because we will ask you to do an independent t-test, a dependent t-test, a one-sample t-test, and an ANOVA. So those are 4 different kinds of tests we've covered. And then the rest of the questions will be asking you to differentiate them or tell me some more about the theory as to why one was needed and not. I'm trying to think of anything else that could give you tips. The PDFs that are provided at the beginning of the lecture, I put the space at the bottom because I really do feel like you should be taking detailed notes on those. Even in some cases, you might notice I say, I'll leave a blank where there's the equation, and that's intentional because I want you to write it down, and I think there's a process of when you write it down, it kind of gets in your memory a little bit better. So print those up if you can to have them on the test. If you can't print because you don't have a printer, then definitely take notes while you're watching videos on whatever scrap pieces of paper you have, and then have those available to look at. Your notes will be helpful on this test because I will be asking some questions about the theories that go behind the different tests. Okay. Reach out if you have any specific questions I can help with, or just general questions. Reach out for anything. And I hope you're doing okay. All right.